Lumos. Minerva McGonagall, the strict, rule-following, uptight professor, or tragic character who dealt with loss throughout her life and just wants to impart her knowledge on other students. Today we are talking about Minerva McGonagall in our rating series. As always, we rate the morality, the likability, and the character growth throughout the series on a scale of 1 to 5, averaging all 3 scores together, giving a final rating. Today we're doing Minerva McGonagall, the Gryffindor head of house, the deputy headmistress turned headmistress by the end of the series, and one of Harry's mentors. Another one of Harry's mentors. So without further ado, let's get started talking about Professor McGonagall. There is no argument in this series that Minerva McGonagall is not the most morally upstanding character in the series. She cares about her students, and she wants to make sure they are at their best. She thrives to push them to success, and she works hand in hand with Dumbledore to try to help take down Voldemort. She is Dumbledore's right-hand person. Snape is his left. Snape does the more underhanded things, where Minerva McGonagall makes sure that all of her students are safe. That is her main priority. She doesn't care if it makes her the enemy, as long as her students are safe. She doesn't care if they are Slytherins, Hufflepuffs, Ravenclaws, or her own house Gryffindor, as long as all of her students are safe. Her first priority during the Battle of Hogwarts is to send off the Slytherin students to safety to make sure not only are they not on Hogwarts grounds to sabotage, in case they are like, hey, look, my parents are on the other side. I'm going to kill you, so my parents will win. But her other thought is, let's make sure that they are off safe. Because as Aberforth says, why didn't you keep some of these Death Eater kids to hold hostage so they would be less likely to attack? And she goes, we don't do that. She is a loyal, caring, motherly figure who just wants to make sure that her students are safe and succeeding in their maximum potential. You can't get any better than that. She's the morally upstanding character. In her history, she falls in love with a muggle. She ends up breaking off with that muggle because she can't lie to him. Because she does not want to lie that she's a witch. She doesn't want to have to lie to him and then have to teach her kids to lie, because that's what the kind of household she lived in. Her mother hid the secret away from her father for years, and it ate her mother up. She saw what it did to her mother, and she decided, you know what? I don't want to do that. I love this man, and I love him so much that I will not lie to him. So she broke off her engagement with him, married another man, did not have kids. He ended up dying, and she just had a tragic life, lost love. She worked for the ministry, but that was not her passion. Her passion was teaching. And when the opening came and Dumbledore became the headmaster of Hogwarts, there was a position open as Transfiguration Professor, and he came to her and said, work for me. She said, yes, I would love to work for you. Where she was a loyal employee until the end. So for that, I'm giving Minerva McGonagall a 5 out of 5 in morality. There's no question, no hesitation in her morality. She's the most morally perfect character in the series. Now, on the topic of likability with Minerva McGonagall, there are a little hesitation there. Because she is so morally black and white, there is no question on where she stands, ever. It's like a chessboard. She knows where she is. She knows what her moves are. But because she is so steadfast in her beliefs, it does rub people the wrong way. She does things out of caring, which does make people upset with her. When she knows that her students are in trouble, she will make sure they are aware that they crossed a line. It may make them mad at her, but in the end, they will appreciate what she did. Harry gets a broom. It may be booby-trapped, it may not be, but she takes it and strips it down to make sure that Harry is safe. Because she cares about her students. She cares that they are safe and that they are achieving their full potential. And that is why her likability is a 4 out of 5. Because she does rub students the wrong way. She's that strict teacher that when you look back as an adult, you're like, they were a really good teacher. I know I didn't like them when I was there, but I appreciate the things that they taught me. Appreciate the life lessons that they brought in. And that is why she gets a 4 out of 5. Because, you know, Harry butt heads with McGonagall on a multiple occasions. But in the end, he stood between her and a Death Eater because the Death Eater disrespected her. And he's like, no. Her students may mistreat her and think she is mean, but at the end of the day, she cares. McGonagall as a character is good. There's nothing wrong with McGonagall. She's a well-written character, a motherly figure that knows she may not get the respect she deserves, but as long as her kids are safe and succeeding, she knows she has been successful. Minerva McGonagall does not really grow throughout the series. She is the same character at the beginning as she is at the end. She doesn't get worse. She doesn't get better. She had her growth. She's already grown as a person. She knows where she wants to be. She knows who she is. If I was rating the Pottermore article about the history of Minerva McGonagall, great character growth. Went from a young child who had to hide her magical abilities to learning exactly how her mother felt and making the tough decision to not follow in those footsteps. And you know what? She may not have become a mother, but she had her children. And because of that, because I'm not rating the Pottermore article, I'm just rating her in the Harry Potter 7 books, I'm giving her a 3 out of 5. That is not a hit against her character at all. A 3 is fine. 1 is bad, 5 is good, but she doesn't move. She is the same character from the beginning as she is at the end, and that's why she gets a 3. A 5 out of 5 doesn't mean you're the best character in Harry Potter. It just means you're a good character. A 1 out of 5 doesn't mean you're the worst character in Harry Potter. Still means you could be a good character. Like I said, this rating system is arbitrary, but Minerva McGonagall gets a 3 out of 5 in character because she knows who she is and she knows what she wants. So with that, let's do a final rating breakdown, breaking down each step. Morality, 5. Likability, 4. Character, 3. And that gives us a total of 4 out of 5. Like I said, she is a good character. Well written enough, but she doesn't have any growth throughout the series. She's the same character from when we see her in the very first chapter to who she is in the final chapter when she is fighting Bellatrix Lestrange. Her compass never moves. Her morality is always set to 5. Does that make her the best character? You tell me in the comments below. And make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. And as always, we will see you in the next video. Stay marvelous. Nox.